Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tek Talk Thursdays at Impact, a chat show that features promising entrepreneurs and their startup journey. Hope everyone is doing their bit to combat the global pandemic, which is taking a toll on all our lives. But on a positive note today, we have with us a very charming and energetic personality, Hana Al Taraif, the founder of Daresni, which is an edtech platform connecting talented tutors with students to empower them and make private education accessible to everyone. Hello, Hana, how are you doing?
Very good. Pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Pleasure to have you with us as well. And it is truly inspiring to see women entrepreneurs in business who are trying to make a change, by empowering young minds. Not to mention, you are actually the first woman entrepreneur to be featured on Tech Talk Thursdays at Impact. So it's actually our honor. We're really happy to have you here.
Thank you
So
very much.
without further ado, let's get started. Daresni is an edtech platform that connects teachers with students across the Kingdom of Bahrain. So, what does the word Daresni mean, and what inspired you to initiate something like this?
So Daresni basically means teach me in Arabic. And it was a platform that I had put together out of frustration being a parent myself and a single parent actually, who works very long hours. I have an 8-year-old daughter. So at the time it was very difficult to find a teacher that would be able to come on my budget, on my time for the subjects that she required. So actually looking high and low and taking days and days to identify teachers, I thought, I'm sure every other mother is feeling and going through the same situation. So why not do something for our community to be able to make it easier for those working parents out there?
Well, that's a wonderful start to a very inspiring startup journey. Apart from educational sessions, do you offer any skill-based or vocational classes as well?
Well, what we do is in terms of Daresni and the subjects that we teach all academic subjects. And then we also have teachers for music, arts, and sports as well. So it's actually grown from, offering subjects for academic students, then also to include classes for, say, violin, or you can actually get a personal instructor to your home to be able to conduct these sessions in your own time. The other thing that we have expanded into just recently actually is courses as well. So institutes in Bahrain can register courses that they have online on our platform for free. And that gives basically access to all people around Bahrain who are looking for any sort of academic help.
Very interesting. That's a wonderful thought. Can you tell us how Daresni works? What makes it unique in terms of the services that it offers?
Absolutely. So what makes us unique is the fact that we're very much community based. We heavily support our teachers that come into our platform. So they're not just a name on a list or a profile there, just like any other website. They become part of our expanding family in Bahrain. So, for example, I'll give you an example. Over the COVID days, we made sure that all teachers out there got N95 masks to make sure that they're protected and safe, not just for them, but for their families as well. So that's something that we very much take pride in. And when we welcome somebody into our platform, we welcome them into as a member of our big and expanding family. So that's what sort of makes us unique.
That's nice. So moving on, are you bootstrapping or are you working on seeking any external funding, for your business?
At the moment, actually, I managed to fund the platform over the past year and a half myself by working and by help with my family, actually. So at the moment in Bahrain, we're just trying to ensure that the platform is 100%, especially with the COVID days. We have looked at online tuitions. We're looking at online courses as well. We actually have a new feature coming up next week. I'm not going to tell you more. You'll have to come back and visit our website for that. So we have developed our website and our apps a little bit more to make sure that it is scalable. So once we have all of those little bits and pieces in place, then we'll be able to look at expanding it into the rest of the GCC. And I was looking at mainly as well parts of Europe as well.
Wonderful. With the ongoing impact of COVID-19, forcing schools to shut down for over months now, what opportunities do you see with respect to online education?
Oh, online education is something that's hugely important. For us, for Daresni, we have concentrated on offering tuitions to academic students between the ages or grades between 1 and 12 and 13. So we make sure that the match is there, the matchmaking is there, so the parent is comfortable with the teacher, that the student is comfortable with the teacher, so that they'll be able to have ongoing recurring sessions. Now, because of COVID-19, obviously, a lot of these sessions couldn't be physical anymore and we had to move online. So what we had to do, and very quickly, was make sure that online bookings were accessible on our platform. And that, thankfully, we successfully concluded a couple of weeks back. Obviously, as well, because of these recurring sessions and because of this matchmaking service, these students and the parents didn't want to change their teachers. Even though things have gone online, they still wanted to have the same tuition, the same personal contact with the teachers that were already involved in their families. So thankfully, Daresni made it possible for these teachers to continue on their sessions and keep having the same sessions, but digital rather than physical sessions during this time.
So that transition for them was quite smooth, because they have been used to, the online education from the Daresni as such. So
Absolutely.
how supportive or encouraging has the government of the Kingdom of Bahrain been towards, the growth of edtech startups in the kingdom?
Oh my goodness. I work in a semi-government organization as a full-time job, and I created Daresni on the side, and I actually didn't involve the two entities together. As a startup, separately, I went through what every other entrepreneur goes through in the startup community. Having the startup ecosystem in place with Startup Bahrain, with the Bahrain EDB, with the ministries that are supportive. Just now, we had a new launch of mall.bh. This just showcases the government being a pioneer to support the startup ecosystem in Bahrain. So we're in the right place. If you ask me, any other entrepreneur that wants to start a startup, Bahrain is the testing ground for that. It's small enough to make sure that you can make mistakes and fix them, but it's large enough for you to be able to grow and grow very quickly.
Well, that's a very interesting thought about, the Kingdom of Bahrain being small enough yet large enough to accommodate the startup culture. Um, where do you think the future of online education lies? Do you think it can completely replace classrooms in the near future, or do you see any non-temporary shifts happening over the COVID-19 phase? That is the entire education system changing into, the complete scenario taking over. Do you see that?
Now, I think every person has asked me that question being in the ed tech space. I do love, and I'm an advocate of online education, but I always come back to them with one question. Do you remember the best teacher that you had growing up and in school? Every single one of us has had that experience with that one person, that one teacher, that one tutor, that one mentor that changed your life, that you still think of 20 years on. You know what I mean? So that's something that you would not be able to exchange for a digital session with anybody. The relationship that you build and that personal touch you need in that physical environment. So I say up to maybe 50%, it should be maybe moving into a digital aspect of learning, but you can't avoid and you can't remove that personal touch that you have with your teachers, whether it be in schools or even homeschools, or whether it be just your mentor that helps you throughout your academic journey. So that's what I say, maybe up to 50%, but you can't remove that physical learning, that physical interaction and that relationship with that special teacher that you have.
That's a very valid point that you've made. You've stated the importance of having a balance of both online as well as offline education. That's what helps a child nourish. So,
Absolutely.
lastly, would you like to share some message with our viewers? Do you have anything to say to them?
Well, I say Bahrain is the place to be in terms of startup. Daresni does offer a huge resource base in terms of finding and booking and paying for your tutors. Thankfully, right now we are at a digital age where everything has moved online. So take advantage of that time that you have right now and do some learning and find out some new aspects of your life that you could learn about and take forward, so that after the COVID-19 is done and everything goes back to normal, you'll be on a better step towards making a more success for yourself.
Thank you so much, Hana. I'm sure being a mother to a lovely girl as well as being an entrepreneur can be challenging at times, but I must say you're doing a wonderful job. Thanks for your time, and I would also like to thank all our viewers for patiently listening to us. We would love to know what new topics you would like us to focus on. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and keep watching Tech Talk Thursdays by Impact. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.